Hello everyone, welcome to the YachtBuyer YouTube channel where we are bringing you an exclusive on a world debut here at the Cannes Yachting Festival. This is hull number 1 of the Princess S80. It's the first time anybody's seen it. It's absolutely brand spanking new and it shares, we'll do a bit of a preamble just to let people join the feed hopefully before we get on with the tour. We're going to do the full thing. But to give a bit of the background, this actually shares a hull and lower deck arrangement with the Princess Y80, the flybridge, and over there that's the X80, a sort of crossover version, based on exactly the same platform. So in terms of hull and lower deck, it's identical, but then from there upwards, this is very different. It's the flagship of the S-Class range, the sports bridge range that Princess have. It's designed for performance, sporty. It's a great looking boat as well. But let's get on with the tour, shall we? And we're going to start by heading up into the cockpit. Now this is a nice arrival because you go straight through the middle here. You've got a hydraulic bathing platform, of course, and this central walkway into the cockpit. There's a tender garage here on the starboard side. That's big enough for a Williams 435, and this is crew space and engine room access here. We're going to look at that at the end of the tour, so stick around if you want to see that part of the boat. And there's some big machinery down there. This thing will do 35 knots. It's an 80-footer and it'll do 35 knots. It really is quite impressive. Now, Princess were telling me that the idea behind this cockpit is they wanted to have flexibility but no need to move things around. So you've got sunbathing space, you've got this seating area amidships, and then you've got dining space. But you don't have to fold anything, move anything. This does open up this table, but everything is just there ready to be used. That was the idea anyway. So you have these three sort of segmented spaces. Shade ahead, of course, shade overhead I should say. So obviously this is going to get a lot of sun, but you've got this canopy so you can get some shade if you want to. But it's a mega outdoor living space. It's huge considering how big the saloon is, as we'll see in a moment. And of course you've got the sports bridge up top as well. Yeah, this table expands, as I said. You've got a little servery over here, sink over on this side. You've got some cooling space as well, close to the table. This is a nice feature as well, this huge window that opens up. That's touch button, it just clips up here at the top. There's also the option to have an outdoor TV inside this section here. So that obviously pops up, faces this outdoor area. So if you want to watch a movie or some sport in the evening, you can do that with it all lit up. You've got a decent overhang as well. The other thing I should mention is, and this is quite a sort of super yachty touch, they're actually air conditioning the outside. These are air conditioning vents, so when you walk through here you get this lovely waft of cold air. So if you're sitting outside on a really warm day, you're still getting the cooling effect of the air conditioning. We're going to go in the saloon in a moment, but I think let's stay on deck for now and we're going to head round to the foredeck because that's another really impressive part of this boat. What's nice as well is on that side there's space to move between the seats and this coaming, so you can walk through here if you want to. And actually these pivot, these actually can slide around and move slightly, so you can twist them around to face in different directions and then you just pin down into the deck. So there's a bit of adjustment there, but everything else is fixed. Let's go up this port side deck into the sunshine. Boarding gates on both sides, which is always nice to see. Hope you can get a sense of the scale of the side decks as well. You can see how high they come up to my hip here. Nice tall guardrails. There's a couple of steps on the way up forward. But yeah, this is an easy space to move around. Lovely big mooring gear, as you'd expect. There's storage on both sides as well. So these both pop up. There's lockers on both sides, really nice and deep. So you can, actually I'll do it, shall I? There you go, you can see this is absolutely full of covers. But that's quite nice because there's a lot of seating up here, as you're about to see. It's good that if you want to uncover it, you can keep all the covers nearby. You don't have to worry about where you're going to stow all that. You can just chuck it all down there and it's close to where you're going to need it at the end of the day. And I should point out that Princess predict a there is crew space, as we're going to find out, but the majority will be owner run. So that ease of use as an owner is something they've really thought about when designing this boat. And what a lovely place this is to chill out on a sunny evening in Cannes. This is really catching the sun now. At the moment, this is down in sunbathing, sun pad mode. You can see there's a cushion here, but that's actually a table underneath. So you can remove this cushion, lift the table up, and as well as this little coffee table, you've got a much bigger table here. So if you did want to have snacks or a lunch, you want a bit of protection in this area. And this sofa isn't anything really new. Pretty much every brand's doing this now, but again, it's just a really nice spot to chill out. It is a 35 knot boat. If you want to drift along at displacement speed, then you can sit here and it will be a really nice place to catch a bit of the breeze on a stifling hot day. And quite nice, I've got a phone charger in there as well, induction charger, so you can charge your phone while you're going along. You don't need a cable. Obviously right forward is the anchor gear, mooring gear, twin big anchor lockers, and then over here in the middle you've got a cooler. So this has got a cooler and a drain, so you can keep drinks up here. You're a long way from the services right here at the bow, so having somewhere, even though it's quite small, somewhere just to put some drinks, some snacks up here at the bow is quite a nice touch. Let's finish off the full loop. On the way through, you can just see the size of the sunroof here. Obviously the greatest effect is from inside, but you can get a sense of the scale. It's glass infused as well, and we'll see the effect of that once we... Let's keep moving round. Fully symmetrical decks, so this is identical to the port side, but you can see how easy it is to move up and down here, just the little steps to navigate. And I think we'll head up to the flybridge from here because it looks clear. We've got some company up here, but we'll forward on because it is a boat show. It's been very busy, this boat, so there's going to be company at times. We'll start right here forward at the helm. Now this is a great space I want to be driving from. I think you get the benefit of the breeze coming in, the little lip windscreen, really great, quite simple, classy helm station. But yeah, triple MFDs, you've got the bonding system as well. So you've got full oversight and control of the boat systems as well as your navigation and your engine information, radar, that sort of thing. But yeah, you've got the typical Princess touches as well. So the crown boss, if I swings around with the wheel, which is quite cool. It's a Rolls-Royce-esque, and then this is adjustable as well. Throttle's obviously nice and close to the helm as well, and this is all very adjustable. You can get very comfortable in this position. We are going to drive this boat at some point, so I look forward to giving you more information on the driving experience at that point. Let's head over to the wet bar. Incidentally, you can have a TV in here if you want. This boat hasn't got it fitted, I don't think, so you just have a sort of big sort of station here, but you have got this seat here, which is nice because it's sociable. It connects to the seating area aft. I should talk about coverage as well, because this has got the bimini. It's got lights inset in it, and this is electric, so you push a button and it folds forward out the way. You can have a full hard top if you prefer, but personally the looks of this boat, I think it'd be nice to have the bimini, because when it's away it's fully away and you get the benefit of this boat's amazing profile. Big wet bar as well. Often the compromises with sports bridge style boats, top decks don't feel as big as their flybridge cousins, but when you're at this scale, when you're at 80 feet, this is still a very big flybridge space. So you've got a twin grille, sink, cooling underneath, and as you can see how big it is because the lid is absolutely massive. But yeah, that's a really substantial wet bar, and then you've just got seating aft. As standard, you've got a coffee table there. They've obviously upgraded this one to a full dining table. Maybe we'll pop up and have a proper look at that once these guys have moved downstairs. But this is nice and clear, so we'll carry on with the interior. And as I said, they really designed this with an owner-run sort of mentality, but you can close the galley off a bit if you want a bit more privacy, if it is a crude boat, so you can have a partition here. You can also fully close off the helm if you want to. I don't imagine that's going to be a popular option, because then you lose this great vista forward, but it's an option that they can offer if people want it. But yeah, you've got this aft galley arrangement, works very nicely. You've got all your cooling space here. These are quite big scale, domestic size, sub-zero fridge, and then cooling drawers underneath. Freezer drawer actually. I suspect this boat will be quite popular in America, so having nice big fridges is part of the setup over there. Dishwasher here. And what's nice is how all of this connects. So I'm very well connected to the cockpit here. You've got the stools pulled up to the bar here, so it's a bar area too, and then of course it connects very nicely to the saloon forward. Storage over here. Look at me opening every cupboard, but it's not just cupboard storage. This is even more cooling space, so it's really handy to have. It's a big boat. You think you've got 4 double cabins down there. You can cater for lots of people. You need to have lots of cooling space, lots of storage space. Then amidships, the saloon area. This is a really nice bright space here. You really feel the benefit of these windows. They are absolutely huge. The natural light in here is excellent. We've got the blinds over the sunroof at the moment, and it still feels lovely and bright in here. Low slung furniture. The TV pops out of this case over here, so that will come up and obviously face over to the main part of the sofa on this side. This is quite a nice little touch. This is a company called Darton Gray, somebody who's just graduated from Plymouth University, who's using the offcuts of lots of the materials they use to create the interiors to make things like these accessories, clothing, and we'll see a few of those throughout the boat. But I think that's quite a cool initiative and a nice accessory for owners to have if they want when they spec their Princess. Let's head up to this helm station. This is awesome. I love this triple helm seat. This is like old school sports cruiser to me, having these three really towering helm seats that give you this fantastic vista forward. I mean, I said you probably want to drive from upstairs, but if you have to drive from down here, it's a really nice space. And the fact you've got three people alongside each other is really quite rare, to be honest. And it's a lovely helm station. Again, you've got the similar sort of arrangement to you have upstairs with your array of screens, some hard switches down here. Again, good adjustable wheel, throttles are nice and close, and this chair is adjustable. It's also got a footrest, so you can get really comfortable at this lower helm. If you're doing trips at night, if the weather's not great, you want to still carry some speed, then it's still got a great view. You feel very close to the bow. You have a nice view forward, but also because it's so open aft, if you just point the camera aft, Rob, you can see the view right to the back of the boat. Because we're so elevated from here, is excellent, and that hopefully gives you a great perspective of just how big this main deck is. And it's so nicely segmented, but it's huge. And then there's the sunroof, of course, which I'm not going to open because the aircon's working hard, and it's a big aperture, but it goes a long way back, and it's nice that when it's closed, you can still have the glass there and peel the blinds back and get some natural light here. But it's not very flexible in terms of ventilation. You've got electric windows on either side as well. Right, let's head downstairs and have a look at the guest cabins. Now, this arrangement is, as I mentioned, pretty much identical to the other 80s, the Y and the X, but worth going over it again. Nice that you drop down into this lobby area. This is really stylish. It sets the tone for being down in the sleeping quarters, so to speak. Over here, you have this section where you've got the washing machine. There is washer dryer facilities in the crew space, but Princess say that owners like having one here so they can do their own washing if they want to. And of course, all the guest cabins have access to it. We're going to finish with the owner's cabin, so let's head forward first, and we'll start on the starboard side, where you have a double here, it's en suite. In fact, all the cabins are en suite, so private bathrooms all round, and yeah, beautifully finished, good headroom in here, and actually where you can see there's a intrusion in the deck head, it drops down. So okay, when I'm close to the bed, there's a bit of intrusion overhead, but very comfortable to move around here, even for somebody of 6 foot and over. A hull window as well, so natural light's not too bad, and then decent storage too with a big hanging wardrobe. We'll keep heading forward once we've had a little poke inside the ensuite to this cabin. Hello. Opposite side, a twin, but it's a twin with berths that slide together. So if I move this very heavy ornament and push the right button, you see how these majestically slide together. Takes a little while, but it does give you some nice versatility. And what is nice is that when they're up together, you've still got a bedside table. I love that detail, and it's even got a drawer in it. They do think of everything. So there you have it in double formation. Just adds to the versatility of this cabin. I'll put this back. Again, ensuite bathroom over forward here. And that also functions as the day head. So there's access to that off the lobby as well. Right forward then, we have the VIP cabin. The primary guest cabin, the usual layout really. You've got your bed forward, it's a nice sized bed as well, and then it's lined with storage solutions. So you've got these pop-up cupboards here, sort of knee level as well, and then bigger storage over on the other side where you've got a hanging wardrobe over there and a hanging wardrobe behind me as well. Bureau is a nice touch too. and then the television mounted up on this bulkhead. Obviously that's in a good position for guests to be able to watch it when they're lying in bed. Little sliver of hull window as well. There's no overhead hatch for ventilation. Obviously you've got that seating up there, but you have got an escape hatch if you need to get out of this cabin in an emergency. Right, let's head aft, where amidships we will find the owner's cabin. Yeah, it's an 80-footer, so you're getting lots of space at this size, and it's full beam, of course, so there's lots of floor space, even around this large bed. You know, there's plenty of floor space all around it, and you get the biggest part of the hull window as well. The design sort of broadens out down at these amidship sections, so really nice big glass area in the owner's cabin. Big TV as well, mounted up on the bulkhead. You've got a sofa on this side. Here are more of these dark and grey accessories, again, all offcuts from what they're doing in the interior design shops and made into these little accessories. And you've got a bureau over there as well, and that's nice because it's right underneath the window. Lots of storage in there too. It's got a walk-in wardrobe, and that is split in terms of this space behind the bed with the ensuite bathroom. So this obviously doesn't go full width of the boat, but it's still a good size. Still space to have a pair of sinks, shower cubicle as well. And the other thing is, both of these areas act as an insulation barrier between the engine room, which is just through there. So there's 4,000 horsepower in there, so anything you can do to insulate guests from that is a good thing. Not only that, you've got stabilisers, generators, aircon, all of that's through there, so having that extra bit of insulation is often quite helpful. And I think on that note, we should probably head and have a look at that stuff. I think this is the most striking view. I've not really seen the boat sort of in the flesh, where it's hemmed in here at the show, but this view aft, where you've got galley, dining space, lounging space, sun pad, it does look great, and it all connects together so nicely, as I've said on multiple occasions now, but the effect is really good. Right, let's head down here. Oh, watch your head on that. And we're down here into the crew space. So I've already mentioned that it's owner run in principle, many of these boats, but people will want to work with crew, so you do want some crew space. You've got it because you've got this twin bunks here. You know, it's not huge, it's pretty compromised, to be honest, but you have got, you know, crew bathroom. Princess did say to me they're developing one of these that hasn't got the crew space, because I think some people think that if I'm not having crew, why have I got this? They're putting a sauna in instead, which is not something I feel need today and can, but it's a pretty interesting option to have on the back of your 35 knot 80-foot sports cruiser. Okay, into the engine room. And we've got these big old MAN V12s, 2,000 horsepower per side, as I mentioned, 35 knot top speed. They are apparently doing a 2,200 horsepower, twin 2,200 horsepower version that's just gone on the line, and that's going to be possibly knocking on the door of 40 knots, which is absolutely extraordinary, to be honest. But despite the size of this machinery, you know, there's plenty of space in here. Headroom is excellent, well over 6 foot tall, and you've got a little intrusion from the tender garage, but not much really. The main space where you're going to be moving around to check the engines is really pretty good. Yeah, considering you've got all the ancillaries that you need on a boat of this size, your air conditioning, twin generators, stabilisation, and of course these monstrous engines, it's really not too bad. And you've got a direct access hatch as well down from the cockpit, so you don't always want to have to go onto the bathing platform to get to the crew space or the engine room, of course, especially when the boat's at sea. You can drop down through this area if you want to. Right, let's head back outside. And that's us about done on the Princess S80. You know, this is a new format for us, doing a live tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Let both of this format and of course of the boat itself. And this really is just a taster. We're going to be doing an in-depth at some point in the very Thanks very much for watching. Tell me, it cut out at minute 1.
No, I'll have to. No, it's still going. The device disconnected. Disconnected now.
Yeah, right. I think so.
Well,
you don't really know till you watch it back. It's quite a strange. It's quite a strange feeling.